Thanks for tuning in. This is FatFest, presented by AML Media. Hosted by Gene and Stephen Labordi.
All right, well, everybody, welcome back to the studio. This is a new one for you. We're calling this FatFest, which has a lot of meanings to us. The moral of the story or the theme of this show will be food-based, obviously. It seems like every time we were talking, just from you used to being fat, me being fat, everyone's got a little bit of fat kid in them.
Yeah.
Food connects the world. Everyone's got to have it. Most people love it. So it's a great thing to talk about. So we figured we'd make a segment just based on this.
We have to make sure that we actually avoid food talk.
Yes, we have had to tap each other on other episodes of UBI or something. Be like, all right, hey, we're gonna make a food show, so stop talking about it. So that just goes to show the little fat kid in us. I am Gene Labordi, as my co-host Stephen Labordi, and doing all the hard work behind the scenes is Rachel Labordi. Once again, this is FatFest, and I guess the best. It's gonna be a variety. It's gonna be everything and anything, including food. So I guess we'll start with what FatFest is. I don't think it's too hard of a nut to crack, to be honest.
I don't know. It's a real quick, just to lay it out. When I was a teenager, actually when I was a teenager, but I was like almost graduated from high school. Me and my buddies would get together and basically order way more food than a human should eat. And I was fat as fuck then. I was pushing 400 pounds, which we're going to get you a picture of me in that time period. But it's not an exaggeration.
It was a big boy. Unhappy, too, with it.
Miserably fat.
Yeah, and all of your friends, not that big, but...
we were stoners who liked to play video games, and we would just get a ton of takeout or a ton of sandwiches from McDonald's, usually McDonald's, because they had a banging dollar menu back then. And we would just gorge ourselves.
And we lived in an area, not to brag, but great delis, great cheesesteaks, good pizza, all at mom and pop places, so you didn't have to break the bank, so teenagers could afford to do it.
It's funny thinking it'd be nice if we had a picture of one of the Fat Fest, but photography was not welcome at these embarrassing embarrassing events that we did. But we had a lot of fun with it. And so the spirit of the show is how much we like to gorge on food.
Yeah, pretty much. And whether it be the pickiness of it or the lack thereof pickiness of foods. I remember my first invite to FatFest. And looking back, we're 6 years apart. You're 6 years older than me, so it was a drag bringing me around. When you're in high school, you're in 12th grade. I'm in 6th grade, 7th grade or whatever. Mm-hmm. So to bring me around probably was a drag, but...
I don't know, man. I think I was pretty cool, brother. Like, I didn't really...
No, well, a lot of times we had the cool basement. A lot of times that's where the LAN parties happened and stuff. So I was going to be there, and also I was just so excited to be, like, I waited on people. Sometimes those...
Yeah.
Sometimes I was the guy who I would get on my bike and go order 30.
Yeah.
I was the DoorDash for you guys at that point to go to McDonald's and get all the burgers.
Like, that's your personality just in general.
Yeah, but no.
But we had
just to be around, I was like a fly on the wall.
Tell me what was the quickly the scenario of the first Fat
The
Fest
first
you
one
went
was
to?
at Clint's house.
Friend of mine.
Friend of Steven's, right across the street. Pretty much, and he had the place to himself like he normally did and can smoke weed there as much as he wanted to. Right. I think we were playing Halo 2 for Xbox was just out or something. I remember it was a console. We were playing I think that was whatever the Halo-ware was like.
I think it was Halo 1.
One-on-one,
yeah.
4 people could play.
So what were we eating that time? Because we used to go we would get cheesesteaks from one place and then maybe get wings or hoagies or whatever.
This was cheesesteaks, pizza, and some appetizers,
Hot sticks or whatever.
Yeah. I just remember going. I didn't know if I wanted a cheesesteak or a chicken cheesesteak, and I got both.
There you go. That's the spirit of the show, and that's the spirit of the FatFest.
And it was a because we were all so close, and your friends were good to me, So it was like I said. I'm 6 years younger, so it's a little bit annoying. But they did take me in, especially like Clint took me in kind of like a little brother.
Yeah.
I was gonna be.
Yeah,
I was gonna be around.
Yeah.
At some point, you can't stop me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like we're all sharing and whatnot.
We would always get at least one pizza and split it between us. It wasn't like, unless my friend Joe was there, Kleber, he was a fucking self-centered douche, so he didn't really get FatFest invites the same as everyone else. But I mean, like he would get like he even if he couldn't finish food, he would be like a bitch about let me get a wing or whatever.
Yeah, like let's get different pizzas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like no, I'm just gonna get mine, and then it's gonna be mine.
Yeah. Real quick about when we went to
Sip your coffee.
Cabin Fest, which was our old.
I'm so jealous. I never got to go to that.
Yeah, so we would go up to our families, like Mountain House, whatever, and we would just get high and eat good food, whatever. But I invited him once to Cabin Fest, and we had like this bit, we made a bunch of fucking sausages on the grill or whatever, and we had all kinds of food. And he brought his own hoard of food and like wouldn't share any of it. And we were all sharing. It's a communal type deal. And he brought fucking Velveeta shells and cheese and wouldn't let anybody touch it.
That's a no-go no matter whether it's FatFest, going to the beach, any type of public. That's what you do in those situations. That just goes to show.
And look, human beings have been feasting.
Yeah.
That is a human thing. You know what I mean? So FatFest is really what was our term for feasting.
Yes. And it was all good times. There's always based around video games. Definitely was like a lot of soda going around and things like that. And it was just, it's funny too, because it is, since we were teenagers, and maybe because like smoking weed back then it was illegal as shit, so that was scary to be doing it. So it was like a secretive covenant kind of.
We were definitely like we're doing something fucking naughty, dude.
And we got all this food coming, but there also was the guilt, which I remember of it being FatFest, of us coming from parents that were overweight. And it was always a battle, and like it was like a shameful thing.
We were very self-aware that like being fat was not a good thing, which has changed these days. But that's a different podcast.
But I remember, I think it was before or after. I can't remember if it was before or after, but I was so excited about it. I think it might have been before that I go, oh, Steven, what are we going to do at FatFest? And like we were upstairs in the living room, and you were like, dude, shut up.
Yeah, keep it on the low.
You were like, this isn't something we tell people about.
Yeah, and at this point, I'm an 18-year-old that's probably morbidly obese. Really fucking fat. So yeah, my parents wouldn't have been happy to find out that I was spending, $30 on just a bunch of takeout and eating as much of it as possible. And
it's funny too, because like that, something like that, and even the LAN parties we talked about. Like I remember having friends being like, "Hey, what are we doing this weekend?" I'd be like, "Can't make it, guys.
FatFest this week."
Yeah, I got the VIP call up, boys. I got the call to the big show.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I got my call up to the bigs. You know what the funny for people that think this is like disgusting or crazy. The closest kind of correlation I can make to understand the mindset of FatFest is like having come from the addiction world as well. It's like if you've been like holding off on smoking crack or something, and then just going buck wild. You get paid and you're just like, fuck it, man. I'm going back out. I don't care. But with, cholesterol and calories.
Yeah. But like you said, that was a great way to put it. People have been feasting forever, and that's how the world used to work. You have to pool your resources together. So I think that's a good what we like to do. I've always been a poo-poo platter person myself. We come from a family of let's share, and mixed smosh. If you're not one of those people, you suck. Okay, share your stuff. It's been because I can't get the chicken parm and the chicken piccata and the baked ziti, but all three of us can, and we can all fucking share the world together.
Yeah, definitely.
Or if I wanted to eat a chicken cheesesteak and a cheesesteak all in the same sitting, I can in front and with company that's doing the same, so I don't feel bad about myself.
I hear you.
Near a toilet.
Yeah.
But so what was the main circle of? Because I got to go to one, really. I don't think maybe like two. It wasn't an official Fat Fest, but the land parties kind of always had something.
Yeah, no,
we used to,
yeah, a little
we used to have a
bit.
Wawa in walking distance. I mean, half a block.
Shout out Wawa, yeah.
Yeah, and they used to actually do the 2-foot hoagie.
Right.
That I would late night get for us.
Yes. Yeah. So it would basically, it was never like it wasn't like an appointment, like we're gonna get together for an hour and a half and eat as much food as we can. It was like we're gonna spend the day getting high and eating as much delicious food as possible, even though we don't need it.
So it was having a place, number one.
Yeah, you wouldn't do a Fat Fest in the car.
Yeah,
instance.
yeah. That's just eating a lot of McDonald's in the car.
yeah.
So you have to have a good place. And same with you, same with me. Like, I mean, you had Clint's. That was like kind of always an open place. And
Yeah.
our parents were, now maybe you had to sneak the food a little bit, but the basement, our parents were always cool having people in the basement.
Definitely we would have to kind of smuggle the food. It wasn't a...
You get a couple friends, and then everyone grabs a bag, and you just go straight to the basement.
Yeah.
You say
right.
hi. You come up and then say hi to the parents,
Right.
but you go put all the festivities away.
And I kind of... It's hard to... I don't remember... I guess there was a while there where we were allowed to just smoke pot.
Well,
That was the thing about Clint's house, that we could just smoke as much weed as we wanted.
that there too, but also our parents at the time smoked cigarettes in the house,
That's true, yeah.
and we had the little. You could it probably just started doing it, but we had the
Belco stairs.
the Belco stairs. You step
Yeah.
in there, and at that point, I remember when Dad first came down and saw you smoking cigarettes, and there was no contention. He was like, "You smoking now?" And you were over your shoulder playing every question. You were like, "Yeah, I am," and he was like. Well, what am I gonna fucking say? Let me bum a couple.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah,
right.
no, he just looked at it as like, oh, sweet dude, I got so much cookies.
Yeah, when I run out late at night, I got a source.
Yeah.
So we're gonna basically have a limp fucking microphone here. So we're gonna
Story of his
basically
life.
we're gonna come up with topics for the show, and we're going to kind of debate, kind of go around, and Fat Fest mentally, and kind of come up with our Last Supper of different categories.
So yeah, and like that's why we wanted to keep it wide open. It can be anything from what's your order this to have you ever tried that? So and if you have a topic that maybe it's something that you eat weird or how you eat something weird or just anything, throw it out at us. We always looking for stuff to talk about. Food is always easy for us to talk about for some reason.
It's a universal thing. Everybody loves food.
Yeah, we're really good at it though. Some of our best episodes are food based in the past.
Yeah, well, it really gets enthusiasm going.
Yeah, I guess Rachel, where are we at on time here? 15. All right, so let's start. You want to do a quick topic? I've had one kind of locked and loaded. We just did it last. Chinese food order.
Okay. Now this is takeout.
Takeout, yeah. Because the only place I'll sit down on hibachi. There's only 3 Chinese places I'll sit down and eat.
Okay.
And when you sit down and eat Chinese, that's different to me because I'm gonna get an entree, maybe a soup.
Okay.
And we grew up, once again, the poo-poo platter, let's share things. Our Chinese food orders are always expensive growing up, and even now, just with 2 of us, me and Rachel.
Yeah, like, I know some people like to get, they'll get a pint of lo mein or anything, but, in my mind, when I decide, I'm getting Chinese food, I gotta have at least a meat and rice and an egg roll.
And it's a treat because it's going to be expensive. So that's why I thought this was an interesting one. Some people out there, they're like, I get Chinese once a week and I just get the lo mein. boring.
Yeah.
I know it's going to be expensive, and it's probably going to be a 2-dayer thing.
So, what's your favorite? Hold on.
Go ahead.
What's your favorite appetizer from
Now,
a Chinese food place?
That's hard because I'm a big appetizer guy.
Even with other foods, not just Chinese, you'll get just a ton of
I
appetizers.
like to mix and match things. I guess you got to go egg roll.
No, that's not. I don't count that because egg roll
Okay.
is a staple that any Chinese food place worth its salt.
It doesn't feel right if you don't get an egg roll.
Yeah, you gotta get an egg roll. So
Okay.
yeah.
It's going to be, I guess, a toss-up between crab rangoons or the either chicken steak teriyaki, the one on the stick.
Okay.
We grew up just eating meats a lot of times, so that's where I can, that's where I feel at home, just a meat with
Meat
some
on a
flavor
stick.
on there.
Yeah.
Now, if we're talking soups, if that's considered the appetizer, a lot of times I'll do that. A lot of times my order will be egg roll. It's already happening.
Right.
Crab rangoons, and sometimes because a lot of places they only serve 3, I'll get 2 crab rangoons.
Yeah, I don't like those.
Yes,
But
and
continue.
crab rangoons, meat on the stick, chicken or steak, and then soup. Just not recently. We never had it growing up. Hot and sour. Hot and sour soup. It's such a different flavor. Or just obviously
Does
a wonton.
every Chinese food place have hot and sour soup?
Yes. I haven't come across one, at least in Pittsburgh. That's when I started eating it. That hasn't had one.
So, people, as you can see, I asked him for his favorite appetizer, and he's given me 3 things.
And the soup. It's hard.
So he's FatFest.
Yes.
This is a FatFest.
But if I do that, I will make
You
the
have
decision.
to pick one.
One. Fuck. Because then there's the pot sticker. Oh, man. I always get crab rangoons.
Really?
It's hard, dude. Like, you're asking me fucking micros. It's so close with all
Rachel,
of
do
them.
you like the crab rangoon?
She can't eat shellfish.
Yeah, I'm allergic.
Yeah. See, there's a
But the place near us has avocado cheese things in like a crab rangoon wrapper, and they're fucking banging.
That sounds really good.
I will say there has been places. There's usually 2 different shapes. There's the triangle, and then there's this one that's like almost a flower
So
shape.
it looks like a wonton.
Yeah, those ones suck. The triangles. So
No. I thought most places have the wonton shape. Anywho,
it's hard. And it's really
mixing
because in
seafood
20
and
minutes,
cheese is weird.
and it's probably not even that Chinese. You know, what I mean, but in 20 minutes, if you ask me again, I might go, damn, I want some pot stickers right now.
Okay.
That's hard.
Well, I'm gonna go with the steamed dumpling. Fried dumplings are good. I prefer the steamed dumpling. Don't ask me why. That I guess
It's not soy sauce. It's
Yeah,
either
I don't
sauce,
know what to
it's
call
special
it. It's
to that specific thing.
pot sticker stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's a strong taste, but really good. But
Which a pot sticker is just the fried version of
they're
steamed
similar.
dumplings.
They're similar.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't even have to think about that one really. It's a steamed dumpling for me.
you used to get a lot of times the boneless spare ribs or whatever.
I would get that a lot of times for a meal. But
That's a good value. I remember the one time I ordered it thinking like, because Chinese food's expensive. You get a lot of fucking food there.
yeah, for sure. But that also a double-edged sword because if it's not cooked well, like if it's dry, you got a fucking plate full of dry pork. Anywho, what is your go-to? You get to pick a starch and like a main
Entree?
protein. If it's it doesn't have to be meat. You could be veggies.
Okay.
But I can't just force you to pick one thing for that main deal.
No. So in my eyes, there's as far as starch, there's 3 things. Lo mein, which I've gotten away from because you either like It's getting too oily for me.
It can.
The
yeah.
older I'm getting, it's getting too oily for me.
Like it makes you feel like shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then and maybe it's some places do it better than others.
And remember, this is like your last supper. Like, really, really dig down and make a decision.
So it's going to be
The final Fat Fest.
pork fried rice,
Okay.
and you probably don't even ever fucked around with this. Have you ever done Mei Fun? The rice noodles?
We're talking about Chinese, not Thai food.
No. This is Chinese. You can
Okay.
get this any Chinese place.
Sounds Thai.
It's just one of those things we always got the five same things growing up. And you probably stuck there. I've been with Rachel, stuff. Mei Fun, it's a really salty, thin noodle. And it's done the same way lo mein is, but it's not oily. It's a rice noodle. But push come to shove, pork fried rice.
Okay.
Can't go wrong with it.
Okay.
Then as far as we'll go, entree or protein, that's always the part I have the hard time picking. Because when I was younger, I always wanted General Tso's chicken. But now, 3 pieces and I'm done with it because it's too sweet.
Okay.
There's Hunan chicken or steak that's good.
You got to pick, man.
Last meal, and I'm picking right now. I'm going to go this is hard. Damn. You give me your starch while I think. Talk to the people.
Are you shitting the bed again?
No, dude, there's
Is
4.
that tough, huh? Okay.
If we're
I'm
talking,
gonna give you mine, and you can narrow that down.
because you know why? I have become a lot more risky with my orders. You probably stick to the same few things.
Stop putting me in a box, dude.
I'm
I
just
haven't
saying.
even
Okay,
given
you know
my-
what? You're right. You're right. I haven't eaten Chinese food with you in quite a while.
So my last meal. So I'm assuming this is like a 5-star Chinese food place. I'm going on the assumption that they're gonna nail the dish.
Mala bean chicken. The mala bean. Sorry, it's
Why don't you just do the whole podcast by yourself
okay.
and talk
The
about
mala
the
bean
Chinese
chicken
food?
from Silk Road. That is fucking out of this world.
Mala bean chicken.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't even know it. That's why it's hard, because Chinese food from restaurant to restaurant can vary like crazy.
Okay. Mala
But
bean
it's
chicken.
nice snappy green beans that are also they coat it in this thing, and it's got chicken and it's spicy. It's got jalapenos in there. It's fucking clean. Sorry, I had to get it out. You were making me feel dumb again. Always feeling dumb on this show.
I'm gonna go with something a little more conventional for the people to even know what it is, because nobody's ever eaten mala bean chicken. I don't think. Although it sounds good.
When we go, is it? Oh yeah.
It sounds good. I'm going pork fried rice as well.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like the only thing that is guaranteed to be good every place. There's levels to it,
Yes.
but pork fried rice, they make chicken fried rice, which is a fucking weird thing.
I mean, they all proteins.
How could you go pork unless you're Muslim? Then you don't do pork.
But that pork in there it's
awesome.
It's, roast, and it's usually roast pork. But yeah.
Now I'm going for my main John on top of the rice, the pork fried rice, is the Mongolian beef, which apparently is also called beef with
Scallions.
Beef with scallion.
That's what I was saying, like, because everywhere can be different. That's why
Well,
it
because
is.
to them it's not Mongolian.
Yeah,
Like-
I get it. Yeah, because they're not Mongols, but
Not Mongols. Is that what they're called?
Mongolians.
No,
Is
I
that-
just meant like
I
in
know-
Mongolia.
I know,
it's
but if
not
someone's
Mongolian
from Mongolia,
beef.
is that a country still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a Mongol?
So Genghis Khan is the most famous Mongol.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounded a little derogatory to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Learned something new.
Similar to Mongoloid, but
Yes.
not. So yeah, I'm going pork fried rice, Mongolian beef. General Tso's is always fucking good too. But like, this is my last Chinese food meal.
Here's the thing, too. A lot of times, Chinese food restaurants have the best coupons in the world. Because a lot of the 3 we go to, if your order's over $35, you can get free General Tso's chicken.
Because they probably have to make a ton of it every
Yeah,
day.
so they don't want to throw out. Chinese restaurants have some of the best coupons out there.
Good to know. Rachel, you got input on this?
On coupons?
Now go ahead. What your
You
order?
want to guess?
Well, you did the curry tofu.
Yes, but I wouldn't say that's a standard Chinese meal. Curry falls a little
Yeah, curry's kind of like
Thai or
Indian-ish,
Indian.
maybe.
Yeah. The mushroom one. Something that has a lot of mushrooms in there with like a garlic sauce.
Yeah, that's not what I wrote down. I wrote down a spring roll, like the
That's your app.
smaller egg rolls. Yeah,
That's all veggie.
it's all veggie. Sometimes there's glass noodles in there, and I really like this. Egg drop soup. Mei Fun. And General Tso's tofu.
Well, what's made fun? You got to tell us.
That's the thing I was telling you
Yeah,
about, the
the-
thin rice noodles.
Oh, okay. I'm not
Which
sure.
actually,
you
I
have to
think-
try it. You're going to
yeah,
love
it sounds good.
Actually, I think that's the same type of noodles that sometimes are inside spring rolls.
They're good. They're really salty and like thin. It's, but
So,
all-
interesting here. If I'm getting a soup, I'm going a wonton soup. So we all have a different soup.
yeah. Well, and here's the thing though, because if you're getting the General Tso's tofu, that's gonna come, and guess what? She always goes sticky rice. She always goes white rice. She never gets fried rice.
That's how most.
I like something that's saucy. I like to be able to like soak it into the
Well,
rice.
that's the proper way to eat Chinese food, I think.
I did that this last time. I got General Tso's. I seen it on TV and I was craving it, and I had to go white rice with it.
Sometimes it's too much
I
flavor.
thought you were gonna go white rice. To be honest. with you.
Fried rice. There's been times where we're like I don't want to spend a lot of money. I'm not that hungry. Where I will just get pork fried rice and like one appetizer.
You know how sometimes with your order, if you spend over like $30, wherever they give you the little thing of white rice.
Mm-hmm.
I will never eat. Like I'll just throw that away.
Yeah. Well,
I won't even
yeah.
touch it. I don't know why. It's.
I
And
will,
also
like,
you
cook up the leftover rice and turn it into like.
When we were kids, this is some FatFest fucking shit.
Oh God.
We used to put butter and Parmesan cheese on white rice.
Yeah. So
That's the
I was
fattest
gonna
shit
say,
ever.
even with as soon as it gets that first night, you don't put it in the fridge until you go to bed. But that next day, fried rice and any type of rice is all dried out. Mm-hmm. And the only way to revive it, I thought I didn't do Parmesan cheese, but I remember getting Chinese and being excited the next morning. I would take, it would brick up half of that container, maybe even more, put it in a bowl, and so much butter and salt in the microwave, and it was just the saltiest, butteriest.
All you have to do is put a little water on it and microwave it for a little bit too long. And
Rachel,
it's
this was the
perfect.
early 2000s.
Plus,
we didn't have water technology yet.
You can
Even-
revive white rice.
Even knowing that, I'm
still
still
putting
going
butter in there.
Yeah.
I was excited for the butter salt. This was just another avenue to put butter and salt into my system.
I did used to eat white rice with melted American cheese on it.
That's nuts.
As a child.
That's nuttier than butter.
I loved it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I would beg my mom to let me have that instead of dinner.
You know the down part. So
It's like bad parenting to let a little kid eat that.
she ate ramen noodles for
Yeah.
breakfast.
Yeah,
to-
that's true.
to
I
eat
was picky.
something.
They had to get me to eat
You
food.
were skinny back then, and if I caught you eating ramen noodles 8 o'clock in the morning, now we'd have a discussion.
Well, that's why I do it while you're sleeping.
Chinese food is great, but there's sometimes it's got the diner effect. There's too much to pick from for me. But you can always it depends on the restaurant itself and knowing what not to do. Because one thing I always get upset with is bourbon chicken.
You can't get that anywhere.
You can only get it in mall food courts.
That must be like patented or something.
Yeah, I don't know, and because I've gotten it from places, and
It's not even close. Not even close. And everybody in America knows what food court bourbon chicken tastes
Why
like.
is like food court Chinese food so much better than like?
It's different and it's excellent.
I don't think I've ever not gotten bourbon chicken at the food court though. Like it's that and then the two sides.
And that was the only place handing out the free samples.
Yeah, and they push it on you because they know what they got.
Yeah, for
That's
real.
like that. That was fucking.
Give
Damn,
them a
they're
little bit
pushing
of drugs
crack
and
out
get
there.
them.
They're like, go ahead, first taste is
For
free
real.
on me.
Damn, I want some bourbon chicken. I haven't had that in a decade.
The only thing is, and we don't normally do. Well, when we were growing up, we didn't. But now that it's just me and Rachel, and we got a little cash, not that much, but we can enough where we can sometimes get a dessert. The only thing is, the Chinese ain't got no dessert type of nothing.
A lot of them have those almond cookies.
Yeah, but that's
Almond cookies are fucking slamming, but I wouldn't call them Chinese food cookies.
Yeah, I
don't
think
know.
that's just something they were like, we need.
The one thing that a lot of Chinese places have that seems Chinese-y to me is the deep fried donut things.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know if I've even ever had one of those.
I've seen those on
They're
the
fucking
menu.
good, dude.
Is it just like a gooey?
No, it's like it's kind of like it's hot, freshly fried, and like sugared on top. Dough. It's like a donut, but without a hole in the middle of it.
Okay.
But they usually it's kind of like a Chinese churro type deal.
Okay.
I googled it. Chinese almond biscuits. It's like a.
Okay,
Thing.
but still, I mean,
I don't even think they can grow almonds in China, really.
listen, we get them because the one place is, but yeah, that's the one downside. I think the Chinese food.
Is it's expensive. As soon as you go off the like pre-made platter things.
It's only expensive when you order
Yeah.
8 entrees.
If you order, the way I think, I think you're supposed to just like be like, yeah, I just want pork fried
I
rice.
grew
tonight.
up you just picked what you wanted.
Especially like you like to go appetite. You'll get like 3 or 4 appetizers.
Mhm.
That's that's expensive.
Yeah.
That's what. If I do that, I will say, if I'm feeling that, I will then just get pork fried rice.
Well, yeah, because you're getting fucking meat on sticks and.
Yeah, I got my proteins. I got a soup. How about before we're running probably maybe a little bit long here, but how do you feel about the hibachi grill?
I like it.
When was the last time you've been?
5-6 years.
Now, will you eat? Because he'll do the rice first, then the noodles first. Will you eat while he's putting it on there, or will you wait for all the food to come?
Depends how fast it's coming out. But in the beginning, like when he serves up like the. Well, they usually do like a salad, don't they? Like a ginger.
I love that ginger salad.
Yeah, so
and it's just broth soup.
But yeah, I like to wait for like the meat and the rice together because the meat cooks quick anyway.
Yeah, and there's a little show too.
But the show's great. But I'll just say for me, like, I'm never gonna pick hibachi. There's a million places I'd rather eat than hibachi grill.
There's been a couple times I'm like, dude, I had a dream or something. I crave it because it's different than just it's Japanese. Technically, but it has a different flavoring because the way they do those vegetables, that's the first time I ate a zucchini. And for the way they do those vegetables,
There's no way you didn't eat zucchini growing up. But anywho,
and if I could make the vegetables like that all the time, I could maybe go vegan and not have a problem at all. They're fucking banging.
I'll have to try them. We should do Korean barbecue one day.
I've never had it.
Me neither.
I also want to try po.
Yeah, we could go to a pho restaurant and we could film parts of it.
How come you weren't excited about Korean barbecue?
I mean, it's probably mostly meat, right?
I have no.
Oh, yeah,
I have
yeah.
no idea.
But I'd go and eat whatever.
I've had pho
something.
before. It's good.
When you were talking, how do you eat your Chinese? Because I heard you mention you put it on. Are you rice and then put your stuff on top of the rice always?
No. But now that I'm not a fat anymore, I can't gorge like I used to. Like I really can't eat a lot of the rice, and then like I mostly go for the main entree and a few forkfuls of rice. That's like the one thing that'll still sometimes make me get like.
Some want to throw up a little bit.
The sick is the only word, but it's not. It's just like.
It's like stuck, kind of.
Maybe the salt makes you like retain
No,
extra water.
It's specifically the rice because you know how like starches puff up.
Like blows up.
Like
yeah.
if I ate a shitload of ramen noodles, like 2 whole Johns of it. I never use the word John in this show, but like I could put it down, I'll be fine, and then it'll start to fucking
Blowed up, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, rice is notorious for that. Like some dogs cannot eat rice because it specifically can really like bloat them.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of, because I do a little, I'll throw my rice in there first, and I have an overlaying section of like whatever my meat is, especially depending how saucy it is. Because I used to, just when I was fat, I'd be like, all right, rice, noodles,
all in one bowl,
as much as I can get in that fucking bowl. But the one thing I like about Chinese when I order it, it used to just be like, all right, I gotta fucking get to getting.
Yeah, it's
now,
good leftovers Chinese.
Now, I'm like, I'm gonna do a small portion because I'm gonna go back in an hour and a half and do another small portion.
Yeah, Chinese food's notoriously like you're hungry an hour later.
Yeah,
we gotta get Chinese food sometime.
I just got it not too long ago, or what, like 4 days ago? Not even.
You still have all of your leftovers.
Yeah, it's because I got General Tso's and it was fucking banging for 4 pieces. But now I'm good on that sweet sauce.
You're not a good leftover guy.
I wished you could do lunch portions all the time.
Well, send it on with me if you're not gonna eat it.
I might actually. I might like give myself 4 pieces, and honestly, I like the broccoli.
You're also fucked up right now.
Yeah, that's true. But I had an appetite.
Check the other
that
podcast to see how fucked up he is.
Yeah, and learn what I gotta do.
Fun fact: last time we went to Hibachi, we had to leave halfway through.
Oh my
Gene
God.
was sick.
Did you tell that story in the pod?
Maybe.
Did I? When I got, I mean, I was having a good time, so excited.
But it was just you two that went.
Yeah, now was it a table full of people? Yeah, I think I
did tell
told
that
it
story. Okay,
because there was the
yeah.
babies and I had to get up and I was throwing up in the bathroom and didn't want to make it seem
He
like I was
comes back
pooping.
out and he's like, "We gotta leave."
I was like sweating and shaking and I was like, I gotta go to the car. You gotta pack my shit up, basically.
That was there's the that you also told the story of when you like went out in the parking lot at brunch to throw up and there was like somebody like blew up.
Oh my God! Every time I fucking found a spot, an old man had his secret parking spot. There was a whole thing. I don't know why he was parked there. I was like, dude, I got it.
Check out the pod. Check out UBI
Yeah.
to find out how fucked up his kid's shit is all retarded.
And we're on a journey to make it better because episodes are getting better. We can't be having me croak off in a couple years just when things get swinging here.
Yeah,
right. But that's been the introduction.
Welcome to the Fat Fest, everybody.
Welcome to the Fat Fest.
Buckle up.
You guys take some of these ideas. Now, don't be going too fat and trying to sue us over it just because we're getting you all riled up about Chinese food. And any local Chinese food places that are like, why am I getting all these orders? You're going to have to start paying us a vig. I've been watching The Sopranos. You're going to owe us some points.
You are the antithesis of an Italian mob.
Give me all your cookies and stuff. Fuck. I don't feel good. I got to go home.
There's an Irish mafia, though. You could be in that.
Yeah. But thanks for coming once again. It's been Fat Fest. I'm Gene Labordi, Steven Labordi, Rachel doing all the hard work. I can't wait to see what you put together for the intro.
We got to get you a picture of me.
Yeah, that. You can have some, you're going to be able to have some fun with this one, I think. Because it's all about food.
More work for Rachel.
More work for
Yay.